All right, it is time for another garden tour. Dan finally came through here with the excavator to dig in the power lines for the new house, like I've been saying was in the plans all summer. So that was our big weekend project. Definitely turned a good portion of the garden into chaos, but I had planned ahead expecting that, so it's okay. You know, it's kind of the end of the garden year anyway, so whatever. We'll do a quick little walk around, look at what we still have growing, and then I am off to do horse chores and a million other things. It has been non-stop around here the past few weeks, so I'm ready for a break that isn't coming anytime soon, really. I'll start you out here outside the garden. This is where the line came through. So it's dug underneath the fence, but part of the fun of having everything dug up is I found way more rocks to use for my border. Remember, I am trying to go all the way around the garden and I have a long way to go. Here, let me zoom out. There we go, that's better. I have a long way to go to get all the way around the garden. I'd say I'm maybe like a sixth around the garden. There's a lot left to do, but this is going to help me with weed control from this darn grass along all the edges where it creeps in, and it will help with all the little bunnies that love to get into my garden as well. They can't really dig out or dig in if there's a big rock in the way. So through here, definitely chaos. I ended up pulling out all of my tomatillo cages. They were still going like crazy, but they were in the way for Dan to work in here, so whatever. We shifted. We were originally going to kind of come through here, and then he ended up coming through here, so I did need to dig up a bunch of irises before he got started, and then I kind of replanted them. We'll see how they do. I kind of threw them in and sprinkled some dirt on top. You don't want to plant iris deep at all. The best way I've heard it described is to plant them like ducks sitting on the water. So you want the rhizome kind of sitting on top, and then the little roots that they shoot off go underneath the ground, because if they're buried, they will rot. This looks like they're buried. They're really not. It's a sprinkling of dirt, and when it rains, that should kind of level itself out a little bit. I had pulled up almost all of my cabbages. They were honestly getting moldy, and not just like the couple outer layers. It would be deeper and deeper and deeper and just disgusting. So I have a few of these cabbage that we will see if I can get anything from. Not sure what's going on with my Brussels sprouts, but last year I didn't eat Brussels sprouts until around Christmas, so there's still time for the Brussels sprouts to produce. It does look like some of them have been nipped off by the garden bunnies though, so we will see. The tomatillos everywhere. The chickens have been getting a lot of these as snacks. Still producing a couple cucumbers. That's the benefit of having this in a shadier spot. It really does fine all summer, which is nice. And the nasturtium plants have been dropping little seeds for me, so I will have to come through and collect all of those at some point. These beds that the kids planted are doing well. This one, you will notice, is absolutely packed with radish compared to this one where there's just a few. Well, this is because we had radish plants in here in the spring. We let go to seed and they seeded out like crazy. They were actually radishes. There's still some in the ground everywhere out here. A lot of them got plowed over with the excavator, so you know, they're gone. But we didn't need that many radishes, but it was kind of fun to see everywhere that they popped up. My walking onions made it safe. They lost, you know, a couple marigolds here and there. Like there was a big marigold here, but in terms of, you know, damage to the garden, really, it was pretty minimal. I will have a lot of rocks to be picking up, big and small. I had gotten it pretty good because so I could go through here with the tiller and I wasn't clunking on a rock all the time. That's going to be a while before it's smooth again like that. So I got this big giant rock. I think I'm going to roll him to the outside of the garden on that side, where I have some more of the rocks started as the barrier. And now that we've kind of got a clear space, I will have Dan at some point bring in more of our cow manure compost and spread it in here, hopefully sooner rather than later, to prepare for garlic planting in the next month and a half. Get this all nice and fertilized again. My lizanthus have been blooming and they are so beautiful. The apricot ones, we got like 2.5 inches of rain the other day, so they're a little dirty right now. But these ones have been doing the best. And I wasn't sure that I was going to love that color, but so far it's great. There was, I think, purple, and then there's a blue and a red, and those have not bloomed yet. But the apricot and the purple have, and they're just gorgeous. I love them. I need 1 million more next year. My broccoli and cauliflower that have never done anything, we'll see if they produce something now that it's cooling off. Oh, I'm gonna have to whip around. I'm trying not to give you spoilers on the house stuff yet, because I'm several videos behind, but I have not had time to edit, and it really hasn't been quiet enough to edit any videos with all of the constant banging and stuff. A lot of the house videos I end up doing a voiceover on because that's easiest, and that would not work right now. So we will come this way and the hand up just in case we get too far. The dahlias are all looking beautiful still. I love the dahlias. I will let you see the backyard is a mess because we had to dig lines that way too, and the poor dogs are sad because the cement cap was finally poured for the root cellar, so we are having them locked up in their run today, which never happens, just to keep them off of the cement because they don't need to play in that. But tomatoes still doing good. Really, I haven't done much with them. The kids come through and snack on them, and I feed a lot to the chickens, and it is what it is. We just don't have time to do anything too exciting with them this year. This Vegega bed that the kids planted is doing really, really well. It's got basil, lettuce, and green beans. And then I've got my little GrowOya, I think it's called an olla pot in here. And I don't know if you can see it, but there is still some water in there. And these are all weeds, so ignore these. But look at the size of this green bean plant, and even these, kind of this whole area that are closer to this compared to the ones out here and out here. So it really is making a difference already, and I'm excited to use it next year. I had shared that they were on sale. It was a 40% off sale. I think they're still on sale. It had gone down to 30% off. I'm not sure if it's still 30% or if it's less at this point, but I will make sure to leave a link in the video description in case you want to check those out while they're on sale, because when they're not on sale, they're a little pricey. I would watch for the sales and take advantage, and there is a sale right now. Yeah, lots of pretty cosmos. Lots and lots of stuff. Oh, I was trying to show you. This right there is where my rock border ended on this side of the garden, so I have to go the rest of the way all down the fence line. So I have a long way to go, but it really does help. I had done that in my last garden, and it makes a huge difference in the amount of, especially grass, that is creeping in. This cosmos is humongous. If he's ever going to bloom, it's actually quite a bit taller than I am. Still my posts for the roses. But yeah, I mean, basically it's a fall garden now. It's looking pretty good, and it's been very neglected, so I'm happy with where we are at. Jeez. And I love my flowers. The flowers were the clear winner this year in terms of gardening. I'm going to try and do a better job of fall cleanup this year. I really kind of, with everything going on last year, dropped the ball on it, which was fine. But then it gave me a lot of garden prep work that I had to do this spring to even get going. So I'm going to try and clear back a little bit more this fall so that it's not quite so bad. I love my zinnias. When I get started next spring, is hopefully we will be calmed down on projects enough that I can have a better gardening year next year. We will see how it goes.